welcome back to Key Nashay's Vlogs, and your girl is back with another video. Now, today's video is a little, educational, because I feel like a lot of my girls go through this, and maybe some people are thinking about it, or been having a hard time making a decision about it. But yeah, so today, you guys, I will be telling you guys about my experience with birth control. So I say maybe when I was about 20 years old, that's when I decided to make an appointment and put myself on birth control. This is around the time, I was old enough to make my own appointments. I didn't need an adult to make my appointment, so I made myself an appointment and to get myself on birth control. It was around the time I just started college, and sometimes things could get a little wild in college. But anyway, so I ended up making me an appointment then, and I got the birth control implant because they said that was the highest, I guess, preventive one at the time. I don't know if it still is, maybe it still is, but that was the highest preventive one, and it was for 3 years that you can keep the implant in your arm. And they usually put it in your opposite arm from your dominant arm, which is my left arm. So yeah, so I ended up going to the appointment then, and I got my birth control implant inserted into my arm. I was a little scared, back then. I was like, I still wanted to, practice safe sex, even though I was on the birth control. And I ended up getting it then, and I don't remember it had to be like 2019 is when I got it, maybe, because that's around the time I first started college. So I believe that's when I got it. But 3 years up, I ended up getting another one inserted, and this year June made my 3-year mark with the second one. So you guys, I go to the clinic to get it taken out, right? But mind you, I had already, set up an appointment. This is like a couple of days later after my appointment that you guys will see this video. But anyways, I ended up making my appointment. 1:00 p.m. was the only appointment that I could have gotten, so I had to ask my supervisor to leave work early so I could make it to that appointment, because I really needed to get this implant out because it's no longer useful because the 3 years are up. And I was planning on giving my body a break from the implant, from the birth control. And so fast forward, I went to the appointment, and y'all, just locked my doors because I see somebody walking past. Won't get in here, no. But anyways, fast forward, I ended up going to the appointment, and the practitioner comes in there to take the implant. So the practitioner comes in there to take the implant out of my arm, and she, numbs the area, do the whole 9 yards of what they're supposed to be doing, procedure or whatnot. And mind you, now I'm just sitting there. She had my arm was like up like this, laid back on the table. But after about 30 minutes had passed, and she still was, trying to get the implant out of my arm. After about 30 minutes, y'all, guess what this lady tells me? Like, I couldn't believe it myself. But when I got my first one removed, It was a breeze. It was nothing like the second one. So the lady ended up telling me that she can't get my birth control implant out. So the lady ended up telling me that she can't get my birth control implant out of my arm, and she said that I would have to go to some type of specialist where they can do an x-ray and go in there with the camera. And she was like, I'm just gonna bandage your arm up and then I'll go get that information for you. So while she's getting the information, y'all, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, freaking the fuck out. But excuse my language, but while she went to go get that information, I'm freaking out. You know, my eyes started to get watery. I was like, there's no way they can't get this implant out of my arm. I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen, whatnot. And this is about, I'm filming this video about a couple days later, and today I currently still have the implant in my arm. The phone number that she referred me to for the specialist ended up being the wrong number, and the department that I called, she referred me to a radiology place, which I was kind of confused because why am I going to a radiology place? But they told me that that was the wrong department, and they referred me to, well, they gave me the number to a different department. And I called that department and they didn't answer the phone. I left a voicemail and they called me back the next morning while I was at work. So I answered the phone call and I told them what was my reason for calling. I told them that I needed the implant taken out of my arm because people at the clinic couldn't take it out. They needed an x-ray or someone to come and go in my arm with a camera to get it taken out. And the lady tells me, we don't do that here. We work on brain and spinals of kids. I was like, why would this lady give me a number to basically a pediatric neurosurgeon that only works on kids' brains and their spine? So I was like, oh, now I'm getting a runaround about this. You know, this was, mind you, like I said earlier, this is a couple days later after the appointment. I still have the implant in my arm. I ended up making me another appointment so I can get a second opinion at a different clinic, which is the original clinic where I originally got my implant inserted at, my second one. So I'm gonna go back to that clinic to get a second opinion. But honestly, to my girls out there, I highly recommend you not get the implant. I don't know if she really couldn't get it out or she just didn't want to do her job, because actually right after she got me the wrong information, she went home and I heard the lady at the front desk canceling everyone's appointment after, I guess, everybody who's there left. She was canceling everybody's appointments because the practitioner was ready to go home. So that's why I made me another appointment at the clinic where I originally got it done to get a second opinion, because I will not settle for, oh, I couldn't get it out because you were ready to go home. But honestly, I do not recommend getting the implant because of these type of problems, and the tissue in your arm can grow over the implant and makes it difficult for it to come out or to take it out. But hopefully when I go to the second appointment that I get better news that I got at the first appointment. But y'all, my overall experience being on the birth control implant, it was very, you know, emotional. My hormones were freaking horrible. It was the year when I first started the birth control. I swear to you not, I was on my cycle for about 5 to 6 months straight, and I was like, I was ready to call it quits, you know. And I started, you know, researching stuff, and people were saying that it was normal, that it takes your body time for it to get adjusted to it. And I honestly wanted to get off it then, but I ended up staying on it to give it, you know, and it ended up getting better. But as time progressive, like sometimes I never went a period where I didn't have a cycle. I always had a cycle each month, and sometimes I had my cycle twice. Sometimes I had my cycle twice a month, which was crazy. But I mean, I guess preventing pregnancy wise is very good. You know, I ended up being on it for 6 years, but as time progresses, like, I don't know, like, if it messes with your body, or if it causes long-term damage to your body. But I know that since I've been on the implant, I've gained a whole bunch of weight from 2019 until 2023, which is now. And if I could go back and not get on the birth control, I definitely wouldn't, because it made me gain a lot of weight, especially in my hips and my stomach area. I gained a lot of weight in that area, and I haven't even, you know, had a kid yet, and I got all this weight from this birth control, which would still be expected, but I just didn't expect for it to be like this bad. Like, I thought just a little bit, just a couple pounds, you know, that's it. But no, it was a lot of pounds. So anyways, I don't recommend the implant. And maybe, you know, everybody's body is different, and everybody's body reacts to birth control a certain way. Every female isn't the same. But when I went to the clinic, they also that the 3-year implant, that the FDA has now approved it for 5 years now. And I mean, it sounds good and whatnot, and, you know, maybe it's good for someone who don't plan on having any more kids or whatnot. But I'm gonna, you know, get a second opinion from the other doctor to see if they can get it removed from my arm. And I'm just gonna give my body a break. If I plan on getting back on birth control, it won't be the implant again, because it's so freaking scary when it comes time to, you know, get it out, taken out of your arm, and that area could start to bruise and whatnot, and it's just not that, you know, it's not worth it, honestly. But I would honestly say, if you're thinking about getting a birth control implant, make sure you do your research first before you get it, and make sure you do all of the pros and cons of having a birth control implant. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys my story. You know, I will update you guys again when I go and get my second opinion from the other doctor. Hopefully, you know, they can call me and move my appointment up, but they only had a certain day available. I guess everybody's trying to get in and, you know, get whatever they need done. But I will update you guys once I have that appointment. And yeah, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and get this video to 2,000 likes. I will be doing a giveaway once I reach 1,000 subscribers. And make sure you turn on your post notification bell so you can know whenever I post. But until then, bye.